What is up, everybody? MonkeyPuzzle here, and let's do episode number 24 of Exploring Ragnarok in-game. In-game means we're actually playing the game and not just flying around and spectating and cheating and adminning and all that. We are in survival in Ragnarok, and most people know that because they've been following the series, but here we go. We just got through a bunch of server issues that held us back, kind of delayed my recording for about a week, but have pretty much recovered from that. Did most of that in the last episode. And one thing to show you here is I've been putting my storage back together. We were dependent, well, I was dependent on extra ARK storage in here because it was so slimline, streamlined, and that's all gone now. And so this is my solution so far, is I've been using these S Plus metal storage boxes because they stack the same height as the foundation and you can snap them together. So they only hold 100 things, which I guess is a fair amount, but that doesn't really not that much, especially since these S Plus crafting stations can hold 300, and an S Plus vault I think is 600. But those are huge, and this is not a huge place. I'm trying to have kind of a very low footprint base this time instead of these huge monstrosities, keep the frame rate lower, and just be able to use the whole thing and not be always at a workshop in the corner of this giant mansion. We may do those later somewhere else, but right now this is it. So yeah, that's my solution with those metal storage boxes, and you can access them from up here. Just starting to get some weapons back together after losing a whole bunch. Do have all this and stuff. So yeah, and then up here I stacked on both sides, kind of the same thing going on. We've got the ice boxes from Eco's mod, the food one, whichever one that's called, and I'm not using them as ice boxes. I'm using them just as storage. They have 45, which is, I think, a big storage box has 90. So two of these together are equivalent to a large storage box, except it's lower, and then I can stack two more on top. So it's kind of like having two large storage boxes right there, but more compartmentalized. And then we've got the S Plus crafting station, the Eco's food tray for crafting stuff, got a beer bottle if I want to store one thing, and these side tables that hold 15, and got my little writing desk for making furniture and decor and stuff like that. A nice little globe, doing a little decorating with the Eco stuff, but not trying to go out of control with it because the increase in polygons can really take your frame rate down. So yeah, getting it back together. This side's going to be for armor, this side's going to be for gear, something like that. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, that's what my storage looks like right now. I can stand here and have access to all those. So getting that back together. So there is a load of stuff that I want to do. I got lists and lists of things for episodes. But today, let's just do something real easy. It's after work. I have another day to get to before I get to my days off, and I'm hoping to really crank out a bunch of episodes then, if I don't get caught up with streaming or something silly like that. But one of the things we need to do is we went up into the murder snow before, and we got a little chalet pretty much just past that high ridge over there. I could probably successfully fly there with an RG or Griffin because I'll just get into the death zone and I'll get to the chalet. But I want ways to travel through the extreme temperatures whenever I need to. And I want to be able to do it by land as well as by air. But, you know, we're trying to stay land-based as much as we can. We can fly. We're not doing a no-flyer thing, but trying not to fly all the time and do a lot of our recording adventures on land. So Be Fun and UTC and some other folks already have these, but I'm going to go ahead and make a Paraceratherium mobile extreme temperature base, or whatever you want to call it, mobile transport. So I went ahead and named this one Airstream because it's going to end up looking kind of like an Airstream when it's done. If you know what an Airstream trailer looks like, And then we're going to do the flying version here on Frozone. If you don't know, this Quetzal's name is Frozone because it was in the frozen zone over there in the murder snow when we caught it, and we died a couple times just trying to tame it. Yeah, we weren't really prepared for that. So let's get to it. Let's go ahead and build this stuff. So first thing I got to do is dye the saddle. Oh, and by the way, we're into update 259 now. So I got that little free mind wipe, and crafting skill is in effect and all that stuff, or not very much in effect, but sort of in effect. So let's take this. If you want to dye a saddle, usually not that important to me. You got to do it before you build on it. So let's go ahead and get this dyed up. And I think I put most of the dyes on me. It looks like, did I get the black? I missed the black. All right. So now let's see what I can do. The main color I want to do with this is silver, because that's the Airstream thing. And I'm going to use a lot of glass metal on them. This is a little glitch going on when you die. You can't see the top, so you just kind of have to guess what you're doing with that. Let me go ahead and get this done. So region 1, we don't get to know what that is. 2, 3, 4... 5 and 6. So definitely 5 is going to be silver, and 4 is going to be silver. And let's see what 6 is. 6 is up there. That could be silver, or maybe that's royalty. Let's go see what these ones are first. So that one, I don't think we know what it is. We'll just make it, if we don't know what it is, we'll make it royalty. Go ahead and do that. And 2 is those things. Oh yeah, that's a nice contrast. A little purple and the silver, so we'll go with that. What's 3? Oh, okay. That's 3. So, yeah, that could, well, is that going to be purple or silver? Let's go with the purple. And then that means 6 will be silver. Okay, there we go. Kind of a purple royal Airstream kind of thing. So that's done. And that's me. Oh, by the way, this is how I did my my stats after that mind wipe with 259. So sadly, movement speed is pretty useless now. You only get like 1.1% for each instead of 2, and 2 was already too bad. So I took 10 of the points that I would usually put into movement speed. I usually take it up to 130, so I'm going to be slow this time. And I put extra into, not that, but that into crafting skill. So I got 100% extra crafting skill. So far, the results from that have not been too stellar. Get a couple extra percent when I do something from a blueprint. But that's what it is. I went ahead and made sure my weight was 400 this time, so that I can carry more stuff in all these building projects. So that's a little bit of that. Let's go put this back on. And Airstream's got some levels too. He's got plenty of health already. I've been taking the stamina up. I've been taking its speed up. Oh, and look at that, 1%. Oh, that's terrible. Why do you do this to me? Why do I have to move so slow? That's sad. Okay, yeah, I had gotten it up pretty high, but it's half of what it was before. We would have been up to 144%. You know, and if they want us to travel by land, they have to let us travel by land. I mean, come on. Why are you making everything so slow? All right, I'm going to stop complaining. And I'm going to take that. And let's go ahead and get this saddle set up with some foundations now. So this part can get pretty finicky because I got to lower them to just the right place. And it's not really easy to get that done, and you got to get it all nice and lined up. At least I do. If I make a platform saddle build and it's just not lined up, it drives me nuts. So you can line it up with use the lines on here. If you go back and forth and it goes off the line, that's a pretty good indicator that you're not straight. And that's still not quite there. Let's see how that is. Get on the line again. I guess that's a good advantage of movement speed. You can line things up a little bit easier. when you're placing them. I don't move as fast. So I want to be in this when I mount, although it's going to be lower. So I want it to be up a little bit, and that way I can also get 3 foundations on here. So let's see. I think that's pretty good. As soon as I place it, I won't like it. But gotta be in the middle. Are you in the middle? Not quite. Okay, there we go. Now I'm using Adobe because I want this to be good not just for the snow, but when they open up the world border with the hot places over there, there's also going to be extreme heat, like more extreme than scorched earth. So I want these mobile bases or mobile platform builds, whatever we're going to call them, I want them to be able to do the desert just as well as the snow. So for that, instead of doing it with chimneys, I'm going to do it with air conditioners. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll work. I did a little testing before, but we'll probably need to do that again. So now we need to lower this, and I need to lower it a fairly precise amount. So let's see if I can pull that off. I may have to go off camera for a while to finagle it. But my basic tools are lowering like that. Let me see. That one's actually lower than that one. So let's see. Let's go ahead. Now that those are placed, let's go ahead and get rid of this one. We'll keep the lowest one. Hopefully that won't get destroyed when we get rid of that. Perfect. So we've got our positioning locked in. And just so we see, that's how high the foundation is now. Okay, so each time we place this a half building piece apart, not a whole, but a half, we should lower a sequence a little bit like that. So there we are, lower. Now let's get rid of this one. And we're not there yet, but just to check, that's where we're at. So we'll take it lower again. Let's go back and forth one more time and see where that puts us. And if this doesn't get me to where I want to be, I'm going to have to do some really finagly stuff that I'm trying to show you what I do, but sometimes it's just an accident. So that is still not quite low enough, because what happens is that would be good enough, like, for riding it. My knees, you know, and calves are sunk in it, but it's viable. Problem is, I can't access the platform through it, and I'd have to go outside to get on, and I don't want to have to do that. So we're going to try to get it to just the right place. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole build, is just getting this lowering right. So maybe I'll do this. I think if I went back and forth the whole sequence again, it'd be too much. So we're going to put it on the edge here again. And we get a couple points there. There's a higher one and a lower one. Let's go for the lower one. And then let's get rid of this. And then let's place another one of these. It's lower than that one. And let's see where that puts us. Now, hopefully this doesn't put us all the way through. That might be it. It's not quite. I just needed a hair lower than that. See, I still can't access the platform like that. In the right place I want, you can see the foundation. It's not sunk much further than this, but you can, what am I trying to say? But you can still access it. All right, so I've said that before. But now's where it gets finagly. Let's try a few things. Like, let's try the old-fashioned way to lower foundations, which doesn't work too well on a moving thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this. You don't go anywhere. Oh, actually, I'm a half space too forward, I think, at this point. So maybe I can actually just get away with this. Well, let's just go with that one and see where that gets us. I'm feeling lucky. So then, from there, we go down. That will definitely be lower, but hopefully not too much. So, let's see. We did go up and then go back down. So that might get us there. And that might work. You can't see it. Which... I like it when you can see it, but that is pretty dang even. Problem with that, though, is we're still a half space ahead up here, which isn't the worst thing. Let's go with it. We'll do this on the fly. Let's see how far back we can get with that. So if we take this now, snap back like that. Snap back like that. Before, see, I had it mostly hanging off the back. Come on, you can do it. There we go. But it's sticking into its body either way. Let's see. So, and we can ride. We still can't access with the F key, but we can use our use key to ride it, and then we can access the inventory. So that's fine. The main thing is I worry about if when we start placing walls and stuff, we want to be able to go through the doorways. Pretty sure we will be able to with this. Let's test it. Let's go ahead and get them out. So here is doorways, and let's just get the rest of this stuff out. And then we'll go from there. So let's get these down here where I need them. We might be done with these, but I'll keep them on me just in case. And I can wait. Oh, wait. Get this down. Okay. So let's see. If there was a door, I think I was putting it right there. And if it had a ceiling, can I walk under the ceiling? I can. I mean, theoretically, I'm bumping my head, but it's low enough that my head goes through it. And I'm going to make this only one high because we're on default structure limits, so I only get 32 pieces on here. Now, can I go in and out the door? I can. So that works. Do I get to place anything more going back? I do. So yeah, I think we can live with all of that. Do I have another piece of Adobe back here? I don't, but I think we're going to try to put we might need an Adobe ceiling going off the back, or actually maybe I'm not doing that in this one. Let's see how far we get as far as pieces. So I'm going to call this good. It's a half building piece further up than I was expecting, but hard enough to get that placement, so we'll just live with that. And probably gives us a little bit more room to build off the back anyway. So we need our observation window when we're driving, and then this goes there. And yeah, I think I'm trying to decide if the door should be in the very back or here. I think I want it here because I want to put some utility stuff back here. And this thing's so narrow, it's really hard to pass through here if you have stuff on the side. So we'll just go ahead with that. So this would go here, here, and here. And then there's our door. And need another ceiling. And another ceiling. So that's a totally encased little thing. At least it will be if I put doors on it. Do I only have one door? Apparently, so we need to make another door. We'll put this one on for now. Oh yeah, and they always start automatic. So we're going to switch you to manual. Wow, are you really embedded that low? How is that the case when I can see these frames here? Alright, well, I'm not going to worry about that. So now let's give ourselves a way up to the roof. And I thought I grabbed the ladder. I did. It's right there. So let's put the ladder right here. So now we can get on the roof. And then on the roof, we want to use some of this stuff. So let's see how much of these things I can grab right now. Grab that. Might as well put the gas in it when we're up there. These were bugged out in the last patch, so hopefully it'll work right now. If I can't place it, I'll have to vary how I put that together. And can we carry that? And that. And these? Yep, and we're not too heavy yet. And I think that's going to be most of the pieces we can place. Let me see. So far we've got 1, 2, 3 foundations. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the doors. So 10 plus 3 is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces on here. And of course I'm going to forget that. Climb up. Nope. Climb up. Yep. Alright, so we need to put on a generator up here somewhere in a way that we can still get up. Ooh, stop doing that. Oh my goodness. That's some crazy stuff there. And before I was able to use the extra ARK generator and it was a lot smaller. Okay, there you go. That's not too bad. You even? Or straight? How's that? Close enough, I think. I need to change it. I'll do that off camera if I decide it's uneven and it bugs me too much, but I should be able to climb up and still handle that. So let's dump off our gas and get this thing operable. Now here's the test. See if they've got these working again. And it's consumed the minute I use it. And I don't think I can put an outlet straight onto here. No. So we're going to have to do this differently. Let me see. I guess we'll just go ahead and make some... Oh, you know what we could probably get away with is an intersection for now. We're going to hide it all anyway. So let's do intersection. The S plus ones, we'll do those. I mean, they go straight as well as every other direction. And then we're going to need one of these, the S plus visibility tool. I could do it part by part, but it's much better with one of those. So let's go ahead and do this. And this is going to be a longer video, I think, but that's okay. At least it's okay with me. Hopefully it's okay with you guys. It's hard doing builds in the space of 30 minutes. I'll try to chop out the bits that were boring, but I think so far we're okay, pretty much going sequentially. Okay, so here we can place that, and then this can go here. And then, let's see, we do have to... Not that. Can I get the box? Maybe not from up here. Can I get it from in here? Yeah. We have to manually disable the sparks. And then with this guy, wherever I put it, boom. We can hide mode enable, and then if I left click, boom. That stuff's all gone. Oh, and yeah, this is crooked. There's the weird thing that if you place it and you're uneven, it places uneven. So I'll have to find a perfectly flat space when he's swaying the right way. Or she? Gosh, I don't even know. I think it's a she. But for now, we'll just live with that, and I can change that later. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And we have power. Nice, quiet power. So the thing that's going to make this work are these. the S Plus air conditioners. I mean, you could do this vanilla as well. S Plus is just giving me a few more options, like the metal glass. Now, I know vanilla greenhouse glass does not heat up in the desert and scorched earth, which is weird. It should, but it doesn't. So I've yet to see how S Plus metal glass is going to work in that situation. If you guys know, let me know. But I got to find the places for these that it's kind of most out of the way. Looks like I can sort of go back a certain amount and it kind of stops. You can place these in windows, but they don't have glass window walls. So we're just going to get these down. When I did testing before with 4 of these, I was able to ride with fur in the murder snow and be okay. And these don't turn off and on, they're just on, pretty sure. R for more options. Yep, that's it. So they're on or off. So I know 4 works. Why do you want to go in the door? You don't get to go in the door. So let's see how... Does G work for this? To disable snapping? Excellent. G is the key if snapping is not working for you on S+. Okay, put that there. So I made 6 in order to see if I can ride with no fur in the murder snow. We'll see. And if you're a little confused, air conditioners in ARK don't just cool you down. They also heat you up, or like they basically moderate the temperature to an ideal place. So now I gotta figure out, oh, look at that, they snap. That's awesome. So maybe we'll even go up to 8 here if we can. So we were at 15, I think, and so that takes us up to 21. That would leave us 11 more pieces that we can put on here. I'm already counting for the door that I don't have. A few features I'd like to have here is one is a smithy, so we can fix stuff on the road if we're trying to tame something and we break our long neck rifle or our crossbow. But first, let's get some beds down. So I'm going to put one of those in there. Let's see. Get back and get it closer to the wall. Yeah, so there is a bed. And let's go ahead and name that one. So this is going to be MP Airstream 1. Okay. And then we can stack beds. I was going to get 3 on here, so if in case there's a bunch of us and we're having a big adventure and we're all dying, we'll have a way out of that situation and not have to deal with cooldown. So this is just bed, so we'll rename it. And that is MP Airstream 2. Accept. And let's put a 3rd. I know we're using pieces here, but beds are important. I just keep putting them out a little bit more so I can grab its name to rename it. That's in there. And there it is. And there is the 3rd. Okay, so that's important. And then this is important. Being able to have a smithy to fix stuff. This might place very crooked. Indeed. I'll change that later on. It's really a matter of finding the right place. Oh, and now I'm stuck in here. What's going on with that? Can I crouch down? Is that going to be an ongoing problem? I don't think so. I think we're good. We can access the smithy and we can fix stuff. So that's all great. Anything else? Well, before I had a wall refrigerator in here. I don't have that now. So maybe we want 2 more air conditioners. Let me see. I've got some over here on Frozone. Let's see what those do. Basically, I'm going to do the same build on Frozone with a minor difference. So I'll just show you the beginning of that, what's different, and then I'll finish it over there. So I can place that. I can place that. So that's all very cool. How many pieces do I have left? Let's see. Let's just grab a few things to place down just for the heck of it, just so we can see where we're at with the build. So I could place like one of these in here for more storage that you can transfer to with a transfer gun. That placed, and okay, that's it. We're done. So that one is optional. So we sort of have one optional piece on here. I think that's pretty much... Oh, you know what? We didn't put our door. So I think actually we may be there. Let me steal a door from Frozone, and then we'll just need to make another one in a minute. So with the door, and I'm pretty sure the door is important for the house bonus. I do have a house bonus right now, but it just doesn't make sense to have your doors open when you're flying through the murder snow. That can't be good. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, so that is it. This is the all-terrain Airstream. And you need to be manual. Okay, so this one, we're going to test it out as part of an adventure in another episode where we're going to make our way back to the chalet, and we're going to place another drop-down shelter over probably further west in the murder snow. You know, eventually we'll get a whole little chain of shelters going through there. And I've got one designed. I want to work on those designs a little bit more. So I'm going to save that for now. But let me go ahead and start the build over here on Frozone, and then I'll show you how it finishes out. But the main difference is in the front, instead of putting down a foundation, I'm putting down these, the Adobe Fence foundations. And that was my solution to being able to access the front. And then Adobe ceilings. Looks like I need to make a few more Adobe parts, but I can do it here because on the Quetzal, for some reason, the limit is 40 parts, whereas on the Parasaur it's 32, which doesn't make any sense to me. The Parasaur is bigger. It doesn't fly. It should have 40 and this should have 32, but I'm not going to complain. But to start this, all you got to do, let's get it facing outwards, is get this lined up in front as even as you want it to be. Not easy. And I'm sure that this won't be straight enough for me. But I can finagle with that off camera if I didn't get lucky. So, and then gotta be able to snap. Come on, snap for me. Woo, vibration. That's part of the trickiness of working on a moving platform. Get that vibratory stuff. I saw it there. Give it to me. I'm concentrating. Gonna get it. It might... I don't know if it helps to get off the platform and from somewhere else. I think that would only make it move more, really. So, I know it can be done. And I think the foundation will actually snap to that. Maybe not. Actually, I might need to snap those guys to the foundation. No. The thing is, these are at the right level already, which is the advantage of that. Not there. Pick it up. Because see, the floor, this sets the floor level at the level of the platform. So if we can pull that off, that works pretty good. And try to remember. Is that snapping? Okay, that is snapping. Yeah, how I did that before. I think I must have did the work of sinking the foundation, and then I snapped the fence foundations to it, because that does work. All right, I found the way to do it that only works with Structures Plus, but if you did this with vanilla, I think you would just have to actually sink the foundation as much as you wanted. But basically, I put the walls on here, and then I put ceilings going out all the way to there, and then with two ceilings coming down here, I'm able to snap a ceiling there. And what Structures Plus offers you is you can actually snap foundations to ceilings. So now I can place that there, and it's at a great height. This is the height you want, that where you can still ride, but it doesn't really matter on this one because I've got the whole platform saddle exposed up here, so I can actually just use F to access the inventory directly without riding. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. One thing I should show you first, though, is if I get my visibility tool back right here, that, see, we're in hide mode. Fence foundations can be disappeared on Structures Plus as well, which is great. So we won't even see those. All right, I'm going to finish this part of the build up, and then I'll join you back. All right, well, I finished both of them up. Here's the Parasaur with the Adobe foundations all painted silver as well, trying to make it look even more like an Airstream. Both of these builds are definitely function over form, so they're not pretty builds, but hopefully they're functional builds. And then here is the Quetzal over here, all finished up. This one isn't necessarily a silver theme, so I left the Adobe foundation alone. I liked it better with the Adobe color inside here versus the color, because it always paints on top no matter what. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the 8 air conditioners all stacked up. I've got it turned off for now because I was having real issues with food drain on the Quetzal, and I'm not sure what that was about, if it has to do with the air conditioners or if that's a new thing with Quetzals or what. I don't know. But I'll have to do some experimenting on that, some testing. In the meantime, I've got it loaded up with meat, so we'll see what's going on. But back here, let me see. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that one of the main reasons I also used the 3 fence foundations here instead of just 1 foundation, not just to reach the platform, but I found that when I sank the foundation that low, this low over here, it actually impeded its ability to fly, or at least to maneuver when you were flying it. So that didn't work out too well. That's why I had to do that. So let me see. Back here, I've got a rope ladder going up to the top. You can see, we'll get to that in a second. But I've got some beds with the smithy here. And then it has a little back ceiling, because when you're in here, you can't scope out anything through the glass. So you can come out here from the platform and then scope out stuff if you want to look for tames and so on. And then just a few little features. We got some lights. This is crooked, really more crooked than it was before. That's so funny. But that's just if we want to like transfer materials onto here easily. That can come off. We've got, I think, 4 extra parts left on here, so we must be at 36 right now. So I've got options for playing with stuff, moving stuff around, maybe put some ramps on if I want to get a dyno up or something. But up here, let's see, climb up the rope ladder. We've got the very important addition of sofas. That's right. 2 sofas on top for riding. They're at a nice jaunty angle backwards because of the way things place, but that actually kind of works out for stability if you're riding up here. I had tested this build when some of the folks were around, like Kimmy and B-Fun and Billy Bob and everybody, and we had some frivolity going around putting with them on the sofas and me riding them around and stuff. But yeah, so B-Fun had some of these in his pockets, so he threw them down. So that's a very important addition as well. So anyway, let's go test it real quick. I know this video has gone long, but it'd be no good if we didn't check it out. So let me fly over there and see what happens. I'll turn it on when I get to somewhere cold. I'll meet you over in the murder snow. Alright, I just got into the murder snow. I'm still in my flak armor. We're at negative 49 degrees right now, so let me dismount and see what happens. Let me close my back door too, so we get the full house bonus. Let's go ahead and turn on the generator so we get the full, well, so that the air conditioners are on. And at this point, I'm fine. Completely fine. No, not even a snowflake. It's still negative, well, it's negative 46 now. But as you can see, I've just got my flak. I don't have fur on. So let's see if we can get all the way over to where it's really, really cold. Like a negative 90 something place. Let me look for that, and I'll bring you back when I get there. You know, one thing I'm noticing is that, look at my food flashing. I think I let go of sprint, and it stops. I think what they've done is it uses food to recover stamina now on the Quetzal. I landed a minute ago because I was half down on my stamina, and the food flashed the whole time on the Quetzal while it was recovering stamina. So that's what's going on, man. I haven't even seen anybody talk about that yet. I wonder if anybody's noticed. That's a serious nerf. So maybe it's a nice sunny day today. The murder snow is still minus 64 degrees, but I'm not having any issues. I'm not in fur at all. So it seems like it works just fine, and I should be able to go just about anywhere. Let me look a little bit more to see if I can find someplace colder, but I think we can pretty much guarantee our test is successful. Alright everybody, I'm going to sign out now on my all climate, all biome, extreme weather and temperature Quetzal mobile platform. That seems pretty successful. I can stand on the couch in my flak and still be fine. If I was down there, I'd be dead within a minute. So if you guys have a better name for this contraption, let me know. Like I said, it's not the most attractive, but it will get me anywhere, and I'm assuming that the Parasaur one will be just as effective, but we will test that out in an upcoming episode. Maybe not the very next one, but very soon. In the meantime, this is MonkeyPuzzle. Thank you for watching until the very end of this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.